Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Al.
I'm Lou.
And today's Sunday. Normally we try to go to church on Sundays, so we go to a church in Trinity called the Chapel. And we'll spend about an hour and a half there. And after that, we start our day doing things around the house or other events. Today is Sunday, so what I'm going to do is cook. I usually cook on Sundays, right? Sunday meal.
Yeah.
Tonight I'm making chicken marsala, roasted potatoes, and carrots. So you'll see that later in the video. With that, all that being said, we ask you to please like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys later.
Happy Sunday.
Heading to the church. Beautiful day. All right, guys, we came back from services a little while ago, and you know, with each recipe, you can actually elaborate on this. You don't have to use, you know, a red pepper. You can use a green pepper, which I use green pepper sometimes. You don't have to use an Italian onion, and you don't have to use garlic. You can use garlic powder. I don't use garlic powder, and I don't use onion powder at all. I don't use any of that stuff at all. I use all fresh ingredients. So I have 9 cloves of garlic here. 4 of them will be for the Marsala wine sauce, and I'll cut them up, and 5 of them will be for the roasted potatoes. The Italian onion I cut in half to begin with, and I'm going to use a small portion of that diced for the Marsala wine, and the rest of it I'll cut a little bit longer for the roasted potatoes. So here we go. So for the roasted potatoes, I use the petite red potatoes, and I cut them as such. I cut them small for a reason. And I throw them in pot. Now normally I would do a lot of the prep in the morning, but we were really pressed for time this morning with a lot of things that we had to do this morning before we went to church services. So I'm doing this now in the afternoon. I'm going to be cooking relatively soon. But I will, when I finish all this prep, I will put it in the refrigerator because I have at least another hour or two before I start cooking. So I'll continue with this process until I have all these potatoes cut small. Alright, so the reason why I cut them small like this, if you can see it there, is because these don't go in the oven. I boil them. But I boil them so that they're about 3/4 of the way cooked. They're not all fully cooked yet. And then what I do is, and I'll show you later, I throw it into a hot pan and with olive oil in there. And I get it super high heat and I brown them and cook them the rest of the way. Then you saw me cut the garlic and the onion for the the red pepper. I'll cook that separately and put that aside. So when this becomes nice and brown like I like it, like it looks like it's roasted in the pan, then I throw that other stuff in on high heat and for a very short time. It's already cooked. I just fold it in and put a little basil on it and stuff. No one's ever gonna know the difference because I'll free up my oven. I don't have to put everything in the oven. Okay. That's what I do. So you'll see that whole process work out a little later. Now I'll put this in the refrigerator, put the top on it so it doesn't turn brown. All right, so the carrots are already peeled, the ends chopped off, and I'm going to slice them up and throw them in the pot, and then put them in the refrigerator as well. Put the lid on it, put it in the refrigerator. All right, so we're all prepped now. I think what I'll do now is show you how I make my my breadcrumbs, because I'm going to fry the chicken in the pan. All right, so how I make my breadcrumbs is I buy the 4C gluten-free plain, which is a smaller granular breadcrumb. I also buy the 4C gluten-free panko plain breadcrumb, and that's a larger granular breadcrumb. I pour the larger granular breadcrumb in the panko first because the granules sometimes are too big, some of them, and they don't adhere to the chicken, even though I dip it in egg. So then I use this to grind them down a little bit. Then I pour the other 50% that I really need in here, and I blend both of them together, and I add basil leaves, just enough to cover that when I fold it all in and blend it all in, there's enough greenery in there. That's all it is. And then I use this for chicken, I use it for salmon, I use it for a lot of different things. So that's pretty much basically what I do. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is saute the ingredients for the roasted potatoes. So here we go. All right, now I'm going to saute the onions and garlic for the Marsala wine sauce. All right, so the onions and garlic are finished for the Marsala wine sauce. I'm going to turn it off. Now I'm going to bread and fry the chicken. At this time, I'm going to put 1 cup of Marsala wine in here. Bring it up to almost a boil. This is Marsala sweet and Curcia. Once this Marsala wine sauce starts to boil, I'm going to put some gluten-free flour in, and of course you have to mix the flour with water. I generally put it so I can get the consistency I want out of this sauce. The reason why I had taken out the sauteed onions and garlic is because the starch has a consistency that you want to coagulate, and so I have to mix it in before I add the rest of the ingredients and finish it up. A little bit more. Almost there. There we go. Now I add the sauteed onions and garlic. And I will add green giant sliced mushrooms. You have to drain the water off though. You're going to add a little basil. Oh, it's at the consistency I really like now. So what I'll do is I'll shut this off. I'll put a lid on it. They're about 80% complete, cooked. I'll just add a little bit of olive oil. And I'll cover it over.
Marsala. I can't wait. It's my favorite.
I coated both trays with Pam before I put it in the oven. This one is done. In the oven it goes. And now we put it in the oven with the other one. And I can turn this on now. And I want it on 350. And I usually put it on 350 for about 10 minutes or so until it starts to crackle, sizzle, then I take it out. That just adds a little more crispiness to the coating. And it really is done, man. It really comes out great. While the chicken is in the oven, now I can finish the roasted potatoes. Of course, they're not roasted. I'm doing it my way. So I turn this on high heat. I let them cook the rest of the way. So that's why I pulled out the other ingredients, because I want these to cook and get brown. And once they get brown, then I'll throw all this stuff in, the sauteed onions, garlic, and the pepper, and it's already cooked. I just fold it in, put a little basil on it, a little olive oil, and they're finished. Put a little basil on it. That's it. Tonight we're having a Cabernet Sauvignon, Coppola, and it's really good. Frances Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola is what it really is. He's a big movie mogul. Well, he bought a winery, a vineyard, a long time ago, and he makes his own wine now. So this is really good. It's really good red wine. Cabernet Sauvignon, Claret. All right, now I'll turn it down, super low, like almost off, and I'll put the rest of this in. And now I'll fold it in. So this meal is entirely gluten-free. I would be lying to you if I said we are 100% gluten-free. We're not. We're 90% gluten-free. All right, bon appetit. Toast to a happy Sunday. God, health, and love. Take a taste. Mmm. Oh, it's incredible.
All right, let's try this.
Yep.
I think this is your best ever.
I know, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Anyway, from our table to yours, we say goodbye, and we'll see you on the next video.